like I'm doing your job for you. This is a song I only get to do at conventions. Because when I'm on my deal, some of my other songs, some of my geek songs, could transfer over to my day job, but not this. This is a very specialized song. Who knows who Alan Moore is? Where are you at? Comic book fans? All right, for the rest of you who don't know, Alan Moore is a comic book writer. He made Swamp Thing relevant again. He wrote The Watchmen. Then he went over and founded ABC, America's Best Comics. Brilliant mind, totally batshit crazy. And but in possession of the most epic beard on the face of the earth. All right, before Abraham was, this beard am. That's how epic this beard is. And this is a song about Alan Moore's beard. As soon as I tune this damn guitar. You're welcome. I can't deal with it again. Normally I can deal with that, not now. So let's talk about something. How are you enjoying the comedy? Woohoo! Just pretty good? It's not like excellent or anything? The music track is phenomenal. Notice that. I think I'm into it. Let's try it Close enough. I was stumbling through the darkness of this alleyway in Chinatown. A guy showed me that Mogwai that night. I was laughing to myself and thinking, all is well that ends well. I won't feed them after midnight next time. When a subtle voice inside my head suggested I turn right, not left, I wound up in a dimly lit pub. And it was roughly 10 pints later on my back upon the floor when I found my swimming eyes looking up into Alan Moore's beard. Not Alan Moore's face, just the beard. Freestanding and independent, acting of its own accord. His beard had introduced itself, his naked smile, a wicked smile. I was a little worried, I found, until he soon put me at ease. My inner fears began to cease because he offered then to buy the next round. He said he really liked his job, but Alan was a little too much for a beard to have to deal with sometimes. And he needed some time off, and so when Alan wasn't looking, he sneaked out and went to find a good time. Me and Alan Moore's beard took a walk around the universe, making subtle changes to the landscape as we went. Me and Alan Moore's beard watched a midnight screening of Psycho. We ate dinner from a dumpster, and we danced in an opium den. Sometimes the night can get real weird when you're with Alan Moore's beard. Well, the night was blurring softly around the edges as it went on, and old Nick and I, we got on just fine. We made a buddy film in LA, sold some fruit out by the freeway, wrote our names across the Hollywood sign. Nick told me Alan had awakened, and for sure he would be shaken when he found his beard had run off again. Last time it was a test of wills, he'd sent the hound to Baskervilles, and we'd start running if we had any sense. Me and Alan Moore's beard, laying low in the Serengeti. We went protesting in Poughkeepsie. We stuck our fingers in a dam. Me and Alan Moore's beard took a wrong turn in Albuquerque. We hunted swamp things in the bayou, sat in a window in Amsterdam. Some nights the time can get real weird. We were with Alan Moore's beard. Vice was our undoing, so we stopped inside this Waffle House to grab ourselves a morning repast. And he sat there at the counter, looking up at us in anger. Alan Moore shot out his arm, lightning fast. He snatched his beard up by the scruff and stuffed it back onto his face. Then he was out the door without a single sound. Around the edges of his head, old Nick had stretched to wave goodbye, and I just stole a cashier's pin to write this down. Me and Alan Moore's beard, through a mustache of Mona Lisa, we added letters to the alphabet, and we learned how to travel time. Me and Alan Moore's beard, lace of Puritan spread with Birkin, we smoked a cheap cigar with Cheetah, and we swung from a Tarzan line. Me and Alan Moore's beard, double teamed a bearded lady, we ate an ice cream in the Parthenon, and we turned water into wine. Me and Alan Moore's beard, held away Foreman Sweeney, we used a rainbow as a slip and slide, and taught the planets to align. Sometimes life's more than it appears. You with Alan Moore's beard. Yes, that song's a little weird. I like that song. It used to be my favorite song that I've ever written. I wrote songs since then, and you know that always changes. It's like you have a kid, and they're your favorite, then you have another one. No, just me? Okay. No reflection. I'm just saying. So in the Barbarian Jetpack Kickstarter, this is the second album, that song was off of Impotent Rage. It was part of the prize pack reward tiers for Barbarian Jetpack album. I told them that if they pledged at a certain level, I would create and give them a copy of the 28-page deluxe Me and Alan Moore's Beard coloring activity book. And you know what? It's really cool. It really is. So I kept some. There are mazes. You can take the ergot from the Puritan's flower. It has a rat by it. You can color and cut out Alan Moore's beard and put it on yourself to see how it looks, or take it around. Have your own adventures with Alan Moore's beard. There are word searches you can draw your own. Mustache on Mona Lisa. It's all right. That's pretty cool. You can see us double teaming a bearded lady. I made us luchadors. It's cool. Sitting in a window in Amsterdam. My personal favorite picture is we're in drag in dresses. There's a sign. It's Danish sweeper cook. It means sale. Actually, it means like clearance sale. But and on the back, there's the you can get these over at the Charlotte Geeks table if you're out. If you don't want to buy the book, but do happen to want the Mikey and Nick paper doll set, our cosplay paper doll set, wherein I'm dressed as the greatest American hero and Nick has the Wonder Woman outfit. You get these because I'll be at the Geek Gala in October with the Charlotte Geeks. If you're interested in that, see, I'll be over in the dealer room after this show, so come find me there. That's what I'm talking So now how you enjoy the show? Just checking. Still only just good? Did I mention the music track was excellent? I'm waiting for one of these strings to snap and poke my eye out. I did a floor show one day. I didn't know this was like Gallagher. That's better. Huh? What, losing an eye? Be the reason I quit. So occasionally, when I do con shows, I put in something that's new, that's not been on anything that I put out, and this is one of those things. This is going to be on the next album. This is a song called Mad. It's a song. When I think of this song, I like to think of it as a cross between Jonathan Colton and Stephen Lynch. Don't get excited because I still wrote it. but it's called Mad. Somebody asked me why my songs always hit below the belt, so to speak, why I always sing dick jokes. So they asked me, you've got an English degree, use that vocabulary, and so I did. And this is why they regret it. Hello, Daily Journal, connect me to Tommy Vander. He wrote the piece today on Dr. Romulus. I was both anxious and offended, and because I am said doctor, found a claim that I am evil more than slightly libelous. Cause I don't really want to rule the world, but it's done such a horrid job of ruling itself. Maybe it's my time. On the other hand, I ache for the eternal void of chaos. It's a bifurcated worldview, but it's mine. In the meantime, I really must insist, I can't let you call me evil, no. You really should desist. 'Cause I'm not evil, I'm insane and slightly angry. A more accurate descriptor would be mad. So kindly check your rhetoric and your demagogic verbiage. To draw my full attentions would be bad, because I'm mad. Wake up, Tom, I know it's late, and likely quite unsettling for me to turn up armed and in your home. Please ignore the robots, they're just here for my protection, and they react to sudden movements, so it's best if you stay prone. I think we both want what is best, ending hunger and unrest, but we share differing ideologies. Though our methods demarcate us, all that really separates us is 100 IQ points and maybe sociopathy. 'Cause I'm not evil, I'm insane and pretty angry. A more accurate descriptor would be mad. Here's your last chance to check your rhetoric, you demagogic verbiage. To draw my full attentions would be mad, because I'm mad. Perhaps you think I'm evil for the things that I have done, but I don't have the time or will to justify each one. See, I'm a man of many masters, and I live a paradox. I bend the world to my new order, just as I inside chaos. Tom, I'm disappointed. Your article today, you must have called me evil in a dozen different ways. In the first sentence alone, you used the words loathsome and base, and then malicious and malignant, heinous, vile, and depraved. Well, your thesaurus surely warranted its cover price today, and that brings us to our business here tonight. Because of your transgressions, you'll be torn apart by robots, but if it's any consolation, it turns out that you were right. 'Cause I am evil, and I'm still insanely angry. A more accurate descriptor is still mad. Hey, you had to shoot your mouth off, be the real voice of the people, and you drew my full attentions, and that's bad, because I'm mad, evil and mad. Use your vocabulary. You didn't use it all at once. I see a couple of you in here. We're a gaming convention here, right? This is a gaming convention as well as sci-fi and awesome sauce and whatever have you. Where are my gamers? Who are the gamers here? Who's played an awesome game this week? Where's that? You played an awesome game? What awesome game did you play? Guild Wars 2. Anybody else? Something worth talking about? What'd you play? What is it? Louder! Nexus Ops? Is that a video game? Good. I want you to do something that requires rolling dice. Role-playing gamers. It was my old school. I started playing in 1983. Summer '83 is autobiographical. It's a true story. It was my brother and a kid named Terry and me. And Terry left after he found out that parts worked. And after his mom started finding starchy socks. Let's put it that way. And yeah, they're a dead giveaway. When you find a starchy sock, it's time for your kid to do their own laundry. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, where's my long-term? Who's been in for a while? What was your first game? Right here. Dungeon. What was your first character's name? You're a poser. What was your first game? Tomb of Horrors? Awesome. So what was your first character's name? Arian the Great. See? Gamer knows their first character. Like that. Mine was Tran, the elf. I had just rewatched Tron. That was genius. We ran two characters at the same time. Basic Dungeons & Dragons. I was elf because an elf was a class in basic D&D. That's right. And then I had a wizard, and his name was Thorin because I was 10 and couldn't remember Gandalf's name. And I had to write something down, and my brother was a dick. I'm gonna never change it. 3 seconds later, when I go, oh no, it's Gandalf! No, too late, it's Thorin now. You got it, Thorsten. To think I still have him to thank for all this. Did you notice, though, when they started talking about the games they were playing, how the general interest level in the room just kind of dropped? Did you notice that? Why? Because they're gaming stories. That's what it is. They're gaming stories. Gaming stories, vacation stories, children's stories. Nobody cares. If you don't want to hear about your kids, your vacation, or your characters, nobody cares. They're the worst things in the world. It sucks the soul right out of somebody who wasn't in the game with you to hear the story of how your character overcame adversity, became the champion of all good and light or whatever, or stubbed his toe and accidentally killed a dragon. Nobody cares about it. We all hate hearing games. Sometimes a gaming story is cool. Most of us, we just dread them. So I wrote this song. It's a gaming story. Because I have a captive audience. It is best game ever. And you know what it's about? It's not the best game ever. It was. A friend of mine told me. Tease. A friend of mine told me. Told me that this was my stairway. That's what he told me. He said, this is your stairway. And I thought about it a second. I said, you know what? I can live with that. It was the best game ever. The trials. Did I tell you that Gary Gygax's daughter and his ex-wife, the mother of his children, Mary and his daughter Cindy, they emailed me about this. They initiated correspondence with me about this song because it struck such a chord with them, and it created such it took them back to when Arneson and Gygax were sitting around the kitchen table in the Gygax home, and she would come out screaming because they were waking up the kids, and they called her the Dragon Lady. It made her cry, but in that good way, that you miss somebody way, and it was like being knighted by geek royalty, is what it was. And this is way too much Philip. I can't play this song. If you know the words, feel free to help me out and sing along. It was the best game ever. The traps and riddles were so clever, and hardly any of our party even died, except for George, but he deserved it, 'cause he kept doing really dumb shit. When we split his magic items up, I swear to God he almost cried. And when he came back in the game with his new gnome thief mage assassin, we took all his gear again and sold him as a slave. Best game town who turned out to be a god in disguise. Best game ever! 'Cause George's druid's head got severed and he came back in the game when we were going through this cave to slay a dragon. This time he played a barbarian who hated both our magic users but carried a sword of magic flame. And when we reached the dragon's lair, he argued tactics for an hour till we fed into the dragon. Then we killed it in 3 rounds. Best game ever! Seriously, what kind of barbarian argues tactics for 5 minutes? Let alone an hour. He was asking for it. As we wound down the adventure back in town inside the tavern, there was George as a half-elf, half-orcish monk illusionist. And as we counted out our treasure, he insisted on attempting to seduce the barmaid, laughing as she cried and raised her fists until we all picked up our weapons. And as he died, he swore he would never game with us again as long as he lived. Best game ever! Saved a barmaid, slayed a dragon, got some treasure, raised a flagon, and we racked up the XP, and we will never have to deal with George's bullshit in another game again. That is at least until next week, because he is our DM's brother, and her mom won't let us game here in the basement anymore unless we say that he can play. Yeah, I know you had to be there, but I swear by all that's holy, victory was never sweeter than it was today. Best game ever. I'm often asked, is that based on a true story? And the answer is, have you ever played a role-playing game? It's not based on any one true story, but come on. If you played games for 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, if you're in a gaming group right now, you've got a George in it. If you're in a gaming group and you don't know who the George is, it's you. It's true. It is. My wife, she's a handy person. She's on an Etsy shop. She made me a necklace that everybody liked, so she started making them because people liked them. She made me this one first. It's a little necklace charm, a little focus. It's a brass guitar pick. It's hand stamped and it says, "Not George." But of course, maybe you are George, so she made one that says George. Trust me, not George is way prettier than George. So I'm going to do my merch pitch right now. If you're interested, come by and see me. You can get those pics. You can get the Ian Almore's Beard Coloring and Activity book. I'll be right over here in the dealer's room. You can get my my regular stand-up comedy album. All right, Mikey Mason, Comedy Rockstar. It's over 20 tracks. It's stuff that should not be listened by a human being. It's got song titles that I can't read you without violation of the rules of the convention, the Geneva Convention. And, that's a history joke, son. Go take a class. I'm kidding. I'm just picking on them because they're young. You guys are all right. I like you. You do best game ever. You're my favorite out of this audience right now. What's your name? Kale. Kale? You're my favorite, Kale. I just want you to know that. I'm not giving you anything, but you're my favorite. My first CD, Impotent, or my first Geek CD, Impotent Rage, it's got my ex-girlfriend, Two Factor Troop, Kobolds Ate My Baby, Ian Almore's Beard, She Don't Like Firefly, and a bunch of other stuff. And then, or you can get the latest one, Barbarian Jetpack, which has Han Solo Cool, Best Game Ever, Steampunk Enough, a song that I'm not going to play today called Scooby Thulu, and a bunch of, and Please Bring Firefly Back for Christmas, my Christmas song. and a bunch of other stuff. So you come by and see me on your way out if you're interested.
Muppet babies.
We should get really happy for a minute. Can we get No, I think we should end this on a high note. What do you think? We should end this on a high note? Woo! I am unconvinced. Should we end this on a high note? Yeah! I remember when I was 6 when Mork from Ork was still a hit with Saturday cartoons were all the rage. On the school playground with my Kiss lunchbox and my underoos with a Star Wars watch. Digital. And then I grew hair on my crotch and that all changed. Adolescence changes us. It strips everything that is innocent and pure right out of our youth. If you're anything like me, you go looking for it later on in your life. You go looking for it again. Probably the only place you remember having it, you find yourself probably in the same place I found myself, sitting in your living room, 7:30 Saturday morning, sweating profusely, mostly naked, in an alternative chemical state from the night before, eating a big old bowl of chocolate frosted sugar bombs and trying to recapture the innocence and purity of your youth. And the only way you know how, and that's by watching Saturday morning cartoons. You remember Saturday morning cartoons? At this point in your life, you come face to face with a horrible and terrible truth. One that you shouldn't have to deal with, but you do. It's a reality, and that is this. Today's cartoons suck. So what I want to do is turn this room into our own personal TARDIS right now. Turn this baby into our own DeLorean. When this hits 88 beats per minute, you're going to see some serious... All I need from you is to play along, clap along, sing along, even if you don't know the words to the song, play along in any way, shape, or form, and we will all recapture some of the innocence and purity of our youth right here tonight. What do you say? Life is like a hurricane here in Dublin. Cars, lasers, airplanes, it's a blur. I solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo! Yeah! Tales of daring, Do-Bad, and good luck tales, woo! Ch-ch-ch-Vandales, rescue rangers, Vandales when there's danger. Somehow it never fails once they're involved. Somehow that mystery gets solved. Ch-ch-ch-Van, gummy bears, here and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. We are the gummies. Where are you? We need some help from you now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We've got to stop Cthulhu now. You know we got a mystery to solve, so Scooby-Doo, get ready for your act. Don't hold back. Scooby-Doo, we're gonna have to tell them. That's up. Hey, hey, hey. I'm tired. I'm gonna sing a song for you. Mikey gonna show you a thing or two. So won't you come along and play now? up longer than a room full of dudes. Somebody write this date down. Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Hear the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Come on, thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Snark.
Hey, Lionel, guess what part of Chitara I saw yesterday?
Those were some awesome cartoon themes. And I don't have time to give you all of your favorites or all of the best. I don't have time to give you all of my favorites, but I can give you the greatest cartoon theme song ever written. The one that will make you a child again, just by hearing it for the very first time. Even never heard it before. Even never seen this show before. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I give you live here tonight, ConCarolinas 2013, the Muppet Babies. Two things. One, no, I am not going to touch this pedal at all. Everything you're going to hear out of my mouth is purely me. And two, we're going to get seriously mentally deficient in this room in the next few